Hi guys, so welcome to my channel again. So this is a video on the week 2 project, the assignment named healthcare. So this is purposely for those who are taking BUS 115, which is business application. Okay, so this is the assignments that we have for week 2. This is a healthcare assignment. Okay. So in this assignment, we are going to learn how to use name ranges. We are going to learn how to use ranking and then rounding functions. Okay, so I always say that it is advisable that you read a scenario to understand what you are going to go through before you even go towards the requirement. Okay, so from the scenario, help us to understand that we we are working for a medical clinic and we are to help to track the information that is related to well checkups. So we are going to use name ranges to calculate for the number of well child visits, the number of money they pay, and the number of times that they do what they do come for checkup, and also use the rounding and the ranking functions within this sheet. So first of all, let's go ahead and download our workbook. This is taking a bit long. Let me refresh it. Sorry. Great. So let's open our worksheets and then we'll know where we'll start from. Okay, great. So this is our worksheet, our workbook, sorry. So we have two sheets in our workbook. We have sheet 1 and then sheet 2. Okay. So let's go to the requirements and then we'll know what we are going to do. Okay. So the first one says we should rename the sheet 1 as data and I replace the patient name Donovan Kelly with our name. Okay, so let's do that. So we do that by clicking here, left click, and then rename this as data. Okay, and then we'll delete this name and then replace it with our name. So let's see, my name is Michael. Sorry, Michael Mensah. Okay, so it says we should create 3 named ranges for build, amount paid, well child visits, completed columns. The name ranges should go straight to 102. These name ranges will make the following calculation much easier. Okay, so let's learn how to create name ranges. Okay, so when you come here, you can see patient name, patient ID, birthday, city, which have is billed and amount paid. So we are coming to create name ranges for this column 2 and for also where child visit completed. Okay, so let's first start with what build. Okay, it says that we should start from row 3. This is row 3. You want to check from here, this is row 3. So row 3, we select from row 3 to 102. Okay, great. So creating name ranges, you will come to this small box here, this name box. Okay, and then you click on it and then you rename it as what? Build. And then hit enter. Okay. So we'll create another one for amount paid. For amount paid. And then we'll click again. And then we'll rename it amount One thing you have to take note here is that this place you cannot add spaces. You can only use underscore as what spaces. Okay, amount paid. So you can do it something like this, or you can any name that you want, but according to the scenario, that's what we are supposed to do. So we enter, and then I do the same thing for well child visit. Then I'll come to my name box and rename it as well child visit. Let me add the completed. Completed. Okay, now hit enter. Okay, great. So you can see that, let's take, for example, if you want to refer to a name range, I've created three name ranges as is required, as is required from the requirement, okay, which is the third bullet point. Okay, so if I want to select any of the name ranges, sorry, for example, if I select amount paid, to select everything here. If I want to select bill, you will select it. So this is what, or how we go about with what name ranges. Okay, so let's go to the fourth bullet point. Say apply filter feature to the whole range of data and use it to sort the patients alphabetically by their name, A to Z. Leave the filter on. Okay, so just like we did earlier in the first week assignment, we'll do the same thing for this one. So I'll select the topics or the heading, sorry, and then I'll apply filter. Okay, so I will increase the width, increase the width a bit, increase the width a bit. So it says that we should use a filter to sort what the names by alphabetical order. So you click on here, so you can see all the names. So if you want to take any name out, you can take it from here. But this time around, we are sorting it from A to Z. So you just click here and it will change automatically. So we can see that it has been sorted alphabetically. Okay. So it says the fifth bullet point says use count function like counter or counter blank and name range to calculate the number of well child visit completed label with the cell, label the cell with a heading. Okay. And then say use sum function and name range to calculate total amount paid, label with a heading. We cell with a heading. Use the sum function and name range to calculate the total amount paid. Okay, so you can see that we are going to use different um, functions to calculate for each of those three name ranges or the columns that we did create. Okay, so the first one, so we should use counter or counter blank. Okay, to calculate for number of well child visits. Okay, so since we are calculating for the number of what well child visit, it is important that we create another cell, sorry, another column here. Then I will name it total number of well child visits. Okay. So just increase I can increase the weight, or I can just click on wrap test and then increase this. Okay. And then let me apply bold. Oh, great. Okay. So let me also create another one for billed, and then total amount paid. Okay, so I'll name it total amount billed. And then I will also rename this one as total amount paid. Let me add some features. Rate. Okay, so it says here that we're supposed to use counter. Sorry, we're supposed to use counter or counter blank to calculate for the number of well child visits. Okay, so since we are supposed to calculate for the number of well child visits, you can see that when you come here, you can see that some of the places are what blank, which means that those people did not what visit, or they have not completed their well child visit for that month or whatever. Okay, so you can see some blank places here, but we are calculating for what? For those people who have this yes, who did what? Who did complete their a well child visit. Okay, so counter blank is a feature or a formula that is used for blank spaces. Okay, if you use counter blank, it will count only the blank spaces. But since we are looking for well child visit, we will use what? Counter. Okay, so our formula here will be equal to counter. Okay, and then we'll use a name range. Okay, so we created a name range for well. Okay, it has already popped up. So let me select it and then close the bracket and I hit enter. So you can see that it has calculated for us. Okay, you can also see, try count all the years and it will sum up to this very figure that we got as our answer. Okay, and we are also to use sum function to calculate for all the amounts or the total amount that was billed for all the all the customers. Okay, so we use sum, and then the name range that we created, which is billed. Okay, so it has already popped up. So I'll create the bracket and then hit 2000. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing for here. We use sum function, and then we use amount paid. Okay, great. So that is our answer, right? So that is that for sheet 1. Okay, so in sheet 2, we are now going to sheet 2. So sheet 2 says we should name what? Rename sheet 2 as services. So let's quickly do that. So we'll double click and then services. Hit enter. Okay. So you say in column label rounded prices, use the round function to round the price to the nearest hundredth, meaning $151, 257 cents will become $151.26. Okay, so we are going to use round function here to round these prices here to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so let's first off do that. So we'll do that by using a round function. Go to round. So we select this number, and then so it says to what hundred. We know that in mathematics, hundreds is to two decimal places. So we write two, and then we close the bracket, and then we hit enter. So you can see that it has rounded to two decimal places. Then just click on it and drag for the rest. So you can see all of them have been rounded towards two decimal places. Great. So let's move on. So it says that in the overall ranking column, which is this column, it says use rank.eq function to rank the serve in descending order, meaning one will have to spend the most money. Okay, so you're going to rank this money, these very rounded prices in what in descending order, so that we can know the person that paid the most, or the person with the service with the highest money or highest price with what he paid for paid the biggest money. Please, we are sorting it out in what descending order. Okay, so it says we should use rank.eq. So our formula will be rank.eq. Okay, so select, since you are using this, we select this, and then okay, so we are using this whole we are using this whole column for the rank. Okay, so our reference will be from here. So you drag. Okay, so you can see that you can see the formula right there. Okay, so it says that we are to do it in descending order. Now you can see that it has already popped up showing that when you type 0, it's in descending order. When you type 1, it's in what? In ascending order. So you type 1, then you click. Okay. But since this is in a range, in a long list of range, if you leave your answer like this, you're going to get it wrong, because as you move, it will also what? It will move. As you move, it will also move. So what you can do is that you apply absolute referencing so that it will not move, but it will stick towards to their various cells, and then it will help you to get your accurate answer. So you apply absolute reference here. Just like we've done earlier. You apply absolute reference. Okay, great. So you click and drag. Okay, sorry, I think I made a mistake here. I think it's supposed to be 0. We are doing it in descending order. Sorry. So we rather click here and drag. Great. So this is what we are looking for. So you can see that 136 has the highest uh price So we choose that as the number one, just like what we've been told in the scenario. Okay, so you can cross-check and see if the answers are correct. Okay. Okay, so this is the answer. I'm sorry for writing one of it is supposed to be 0, which is in descending order. So let's go back to our scenario and see if you still have anything to do. Okay, so it says the workbook must look professional, meaning that you should take time to clean up each workbook, focus on this area, color each tab, format any currency, cell with a dollar sign. Example, build, paid, and month columns, and then make the heading stand out bold. Okay, so let's do that. Let's clean it up. Okay, I think we don't have problem here. So we are good to go. But we have to color this. Let me use yellow. Yellow. Okay. And then let me color this as red. I like red, using red and yellow. Okay, so we are supposed to make this currency. So you make it a currency. Make this one a currency also. And then make sure that your headings are showing very, very well. Make sure that you can see your headings very well, because you can deduct, if they are not seen very well, you can get some marks deducted from your work. Okay, so that's all we have for this very assignment. Have a good day.